Okay. I've made notes today.
He's got a script.
Yeah.
Stand by. This is getting serious now.
It's getting serious.
Oh no, please don't do that.
Do you know that song?
Subscriber count will go down. Not that we ever ask anybody to subscribe. Go up.
Lots going on. So since we did the last video a week ago, about a week ago.
Yeah.
We had amazing reaction from it. It's one of our most
yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, successful videos.
Lots of great comments.
You know, different ideas and what people disagreed and agreed, and it's just been an amazing discussion, and I've learned a lot from it about the wider perspective other than my own, and it's been really good. So I think we can keep that going. And
it's not all about you then.
It's not all about me.
Always. Okay, that's good. Good to know.
That should be the motto. Of
Shock.
The 21st century motto.
Shock news.
It's not all about me.
Okay.
We don't have the Z6iii. In our hands.
Why?
I know.
They wouldn't send it to us.
Well, they stopped communicating with us ages ago.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah.
After the offer of sending us reviews,
and they lost your number, blocked you,
and all that. But yeah, we're going to offer a different perspective because we've had time to let everything sink in a bit now. More discussion online about what people like and don't like, and we're going to draw it all together and offer a really good discussion, like in our last video, because I think that's what people want. That's what we like to do. I'm a bit disappointed with the bigger YouTubers this time. I don't usually mention other people's YouTube and criticise, but I feel disappointed this time around with the YouTube reviews of the big YouTubers.
I only watched Fro.
Yeah.
And his seemed good and balanced.
Surprisingly, his is the most well balanced out of the lot of them.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, it's because a few weeks ago they have this internal reflection about how the process of how brands of any product, you know, seduce the big YouTubers. They put them in an isolated area.
There's pressure on them.
They stand over them.
Say the right
things. You can't
things.
test this. You can't say this. But it's an independent review. We're not being paid for it. It's just they're just so awkward and unbalanced.
So after I'd seen his, which I learned, you know, as much from as I felt I needed to, because you can actually see him using it. I saw the titles of the other ones and it was like, oh, best camera ever and things like that. And you thought, I'm not even going to bother watching it because I know you can find out the specs and all they're going to do is say it's fantastic. Yeah.
They're completely unbalanced.
Yeah. And it may be fantastic, but you know, you don't feel like they're being...
No. I've seen one review where literally they were isolated on their own. They couldn't use the actual features of it properly. They weren't told what the features were properly. And they started to say what they wanted, what wasn't in there, and they could tell they were pulling their punches because the Nikon rep was behind the camera. I'm like, what's the point of this? Yeah. I mean, I thought I was expecting something different.
Who was saying, hang on, this is all getting a bit mad.
They're like adverts more than reviews. A review takes the good things and the bad things.
The trouble is they're living off the earnings from the views, aren't they? So
for Nikon, it's free adverts, and for them it's their YouTube monetization. Income, so I guess it's a good relationship. But for us it's bad because we don't get anything well balanced. So this is hopefully going to draw the good things, the bad things, a different view.
Okay, a different view.
So yeah, the first reaction when I got the email, I was really excited to see the specs because I'm a gearhead. I like new gadgets and I've been waiting almost 4 years for this new version. And I'd seen the specs, so I was a bit, I mean, what did you think? When did you? Cause I know you were busy, but
I was busy at the time, and I caught up later.
What was your initial kind of?
It was sort of what you expected it to be, sort of a slightly. I've got to be careful using the right words, but dumbed down Z8, so not quite a Z8, which is never going to be because they've got to get it in the right place depending on the price. Like I did think they might have like raw pre-capture.
Because that was the promo video, which was absolutely useless. Seemed
to suggest that there's something brilliant about capturing. I mean, I guess a lot of people are saying, and I've no reason not to believe them, that the video specs are really, really good. Yeah. But just for me personally, and probably both of us, I don't need amazing 8K video and raw video. And, well, okay, that's good. That's a good job. In fact, the Z8 probably does, doesn't it? Anyway, it's obviously a big step up from a Z6 II.
Well, this is the kind of thing I want to.
But it had to be, because how old is that? I mean,
4 years ago,
exactly,
almost. That's the thing. From a wider perspective, stepping back out of all this particulars and all these little features, the wider perspective is. Even after the Z6 II, we wanted better autofocus, more responsive, so it doesn't wander in and out. The auto eye works, a more seamless camera, and they're all like that now.
Yeah.
ZF, Z6iii, Z8,
Yeah.
they're all
and the competitors. So you sort of
it's
take
leveled
that
up.
as red now. It's got to have that, otherwise.
Yeah.
you
They're
know,
all
you shouldn't
amazing
release that.
at what we wanted a few years ago.
Yeah.
They've all achieved that.
Yeah.
So we're not complaining. It's a great
No.
camera. Because when I first seen it, I was kind of looking for the full stack sensor, electronic sensor,
Okay.
because I thought it's time for that. Mechanical seems, for me, old-fashioned, old tech, slower tech.
Because now we know they can do it as just a fully
Well,
electronic.
they've got it. They've designed it.
Exactly. So,
They've got it. It's a faster readout.
but the ZF's got a mechanical.
Mechanical.
hasn't it? So, but then that's cheaper. So, is it more expensive to make a non-mechanical, fully stacked sensor?
Well, they've gone out even further than that. They must have been developing this partial stack sensor for years because it's new.
Whatever that is. To be
Well,
honest.
yeah, everyone's confused by it.
Yeah. So I did watch somebody explain it to me, but
After about 5 videos, I finally got the grasp of it.
okay.
So it's the kind of bit of both. So you got electronic, so you got your non-blackout,
yeah.
so which is I find amazing on the Z8, no blackout, just continuous shooting, no interruption.
Yeah.
And then it has a mechanical shutter for other things when the electronic one isn't good enough because it hasn't got a fast enough readout.
Right. Okay.
Which is a bit, I find, how are you going to choose that in the field? Is it annoying to be able to, oh no, I've got to use this mechanical?
Because you don't really,
I
even
wanna
if,
use
I don't know
electronic.
whether the camera can, but probably can't, but even if it could choose that automatically, that would be a bit off-putting, wouldn't it? When I'm shooting with the Z8 and the Z6iii,
Yeah.
I do quite like I know it's taking photos. I've got used to it now with the Z8. I like press the button. Yeah, I know it's taking photos, but there is something like the feedback from the. But then that's not a reason not to move on with technology. So
Exactly.
I
I mean,
get that.
with my ZF, I kind of like it because it's a retro camera. It
Yeah.
feels that's parts of a mechanical retro
Yeah.
style. But when I'm using my Z8 and the mechanical shutter, it does feel weird. The Z8 just feels like the future.
Yeah.
It's seamless. It's fast.
yeah,
Mechanical. It's got to bring up a mechanical thing up and down.
yeah,
It, like you said, it's progressive to have a full stacked.
Mm.
And I feel like they could have made it a flagship pro-consumer camera if they put that stacked sensor in the Z6iii.
okay. But then they've got to protect the sales of the Z8 to some extent, haven't they?
Well, this is what I said years ago. When the Z6 and Z7 came out, there were £1,000 difference.
Yeah,
The only difference was the megapixels.
yeah.
Over here in the UK, it's only a few £100 more,
Now we said in the last video, Z8 is now you can get it for 3,200.
which is the official promo price
So,
in the UK.
and I was guessing that it might be 2.5 grand, which meant there's a 700
Because I said it'd be
difference.
close to 3
Yeah.
when it was actually in between.
So, and somebody said, yeah, but 700 quid is a lot of money, and that's true. I'm not saying it isn't, but the trouble is when you're into
That's
thousands of pounds for gear, and you want to invest in something, when you sort of depreciate that 700 quid or 500 pounds as it now is over so many years, it's not that significant. So
No.
you'd be thinking, if I don't spend the extra 500 quid, will I really regret it in 6 months' time? Thinking, you know, they've updated the Z8 again, and it's, you know, why didn't I go for the Z8? So I think the
But the
pricing is a
different-
little bit
But in
strange.
America and other parts of the world, it's all over the place.
Which really annoys me, you know, because everything in the UK, the US price is very often the same as UK price.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, and maybe some US viewers will tell us so, that is that £2,000, are the state taxes on top of that? And I know all the states have different taxes, different levels of their equivalent of our VAT and stuff.
Because people are commenting on videos, on our videos, and like, well, no, the Z8 is £4,000. It's a £4,000 category camera. There's new Z6iii is way below that. Well, no, it's not. Oh, let's see the differences. So I've made a little photography live. X3 versus the ZF.
Yeah, that's
The main
interesting.
features are the build.
Yeah,
So the build, obviously, the grip is a bit bigger than the Z6 and Z6iii. That's the main significant difference. So you have more frames per second. Now, I remember about a year ago.
I said I wanted something faster than the Z6 1 and 2.
Yeah, and
Away from you.
so the build, FPS, and obviously the video options on the Z6iii are a lot. You have a lot more options now.
And if you can get that for 1,700 or so, compared to the Z6iii at
£1,000.
£1,000, so that is really attractive. The one thing I think that'll put everybody off is the blooming grip and user experience. And I know you manage with, you've obviously bought the small rig grip,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I think is crucial for
Yep.
it. But then it depends what lens you're going to stick on it. But you use it as your second camera at weddings, and you're fine, aren't you?
Yeah. The flippy screen, controversial. Everybody loves, hates it, in between. So when I'm doing video, I like the flippy screen. When I'm doing stills, I like the tilt action.
Sonic GH5 that I had 12 years ago, I think it was did all of that.
There are other brands which do both, so you can
Because
do
you could
tilt.
actually put it out, turn it around, and put it back in.
They can do it. So the Z6iii versus the Z8, and the lens is a lot bigger. So with the Z8, you have a full stack sensor, faster readout. Let's have a look what else we've got. We've got well, the shutter guard.
Oh, we know all about those, don't we? Yeah.
And one of our commenters last week said, if you get a Z8, it's like having a 2x teleconverter for every lens, because the amount of you can crop in.
Does it work like that? I guess
no, but
but it's an interesting way of looking at it, I suppose.
It is. It's got 8K filming if you want it.
Yeah.
I've never used it, but it's got it. Compared to 6K, the Z6.
Kill my computer, I think. That's what I'm scared about.
And it does. I use quite a lot 4K slow motion 120.
Yeah.
On my Z8, it's full frame.
Yeah.
No crop. On the Z6iii, I believe it's a crop. Okay, pretend you've got no Z cameras. You've got the ZF, averaging about 1900 at the moment. The Z6iii, 2700.
Yeah.
And the Z8, currently 3200.
Okay.
Which one are you going to choose?
To be honest, it would have to be between the ZF and the Z8, I think, because the ZF has an impressive array of features. Then I'm looking at the Z6iii and the Z8, and if there's only 500 quid between them, I'm going to go Z8.
Yeah. But let me change the parameters slightly.
Okay.
I bet you change your mind. The new Z6iii has been reduced by 20%.
Only 500 quid more than the ZF at that point.
And £800-ish.
Yeah, I think
if that promotion stays.
Now it's about in the ballpark price I think is right for those features. I'm absolutely happy that I've got the Z8.
Even though that was a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
No, there's obviously a lot to wade through.
Yeah.
And overall, I was hoping it would be more of a flagship future full stack sensor. But generally, like I said, wide picture, they're all fantastic.
Yeah, they
Go
are.
and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You can't go
Take
wrong.
some photos.
Yeah. See you next time.
See you next time.
Right.